Hey everyone, and welcome back to a new podcast episode. I really didn't know what to talk about, but I recently started working on a new art project, and it's freedom of expression, but also I didn't know how to go into it because I had artist block, and I know a lot of you guys get artist block, same as writers as well. It's that time where we just think, what am I going to create today? And I sat there for a while. The canvas was done. I painted my canvas. And as I started learning and thinking to myself, not everything has to be planned. I think that's where a lot of us tend to drift away from freedom of expression with our creativity. Our minds get so focused on, I don't know what to do. And we never just let go sometimes. And as you start doing something, you'll get it. You're thinking to yourself like, wow, you get overwhelmed a little bit. And sometimes stress can come into that too. I was a bit indecisive. I wanted to get an episode out to you guys. And this is me just being personal with you right now. And quite frankly, I love it. I know I'm not really used to being in front of the camera unless I'm making like gaming content, which I do as well. That's another one of my hobbies. I make and edit videos too. But art has been one of those things that I've been mainly starting to focus back on and getting into. That's part of my career goals. One of the things I do enjoy doing, minus playing games, is drawing and painting. I'm into anime as well. I'm not sure if you guys like anime too. I'm a bit of a nerd. If I build this connection with you guys, that's what I want to do, just like to break the ice. And this is me just being myself. I'm being like, just completely just chill and relax. Hope everybody's day is going well. I just been like in a reflective state of mind. During that time, we, tend to take time to ourselves to reflect on, our life goals and what it is we want to do in life. And I've been conflicted with, my career opportunities, and I'm going to be making some other different moves that I've been working on for the past, couple of days. But we can't let our passions just die away. That's one of the things that, tends to happen like 90% of the time. People just like, they put up something that they were working on. They're like, oh, I'm going to get to this later. I'm not going to get to this today. Maybe I'll put it off like, like on a Wednesday or like a Sunday or something, a day that I'm free and capable of doing so. And I just have the time. You have to force yourself to kind of like do things even when you don't feel like doing it. And that's the one thing. You can't be comfortable. You have to get uncomfortable to be comfortable, to get to where you need to be. And so that's why I figured like when I got back into my art, I started getting more passionate about it. To be honest with y'all, I lost my passion for doing art a long time ago. I'm sure we've all been there, losing passion for things that we love and enjoy. And our mental health can cause a great toll and strain on that as well. I'm just gonna be real for y'all. Like, life is tough. It's tough to remain, positive and strong throughout a lot of the things that we go through. And I just try to, day by day, to do what I have to do. Creating art is one of those good outlets for anybody. Like same as like, if somebody wants to sing, you can sing and you communicate on that level with others that can, resonate with you in any art form. So I just feel when I created my channel, it's also a peer through the veil into my life as I communicate with you guys. Half the time I sit here and I think about like, what I should say. Half the times I may not know what it is that might just pop into my mind, because my mind is constant. It's always going. It's thinking about multiple different things at once. And I always tend to say my mind is like a filing cabinet. It's like things are sorted here, they're sorted there, and you don't really know sometimes where to go in life. Before, there was other different dreams I dreamed of, minus Garfield. I wanted to be a voice actor, and that's still not off the table. I believe there's like different vocal ranges that people can, we can use, reading, making a comic book. If you want to write a play, direct a movie, there's still options for people out there to follow their dreams. The goal is to not give up your passions of what you're passionate about. And I've been there. I would do other things. I'll procrastinate, be like, yeah, I'm gonna get this tomorrow. It's not gonna happen today. I still deal with a lot of that stuff sometimes, but it depends on your mood. But you sometimes have to, as I mentioned, you have to get uncomfortable and do things sometimes that you don't want to do. And a lot of us tend to struggle with that. Friendships with people, working on that too. Getting in touch with friends, hopefully hoping to collab with a good friend of mine soon, with like creating some good artwork. And just, managing, you gotta protect your peace with like anything that tries to afflict, your good nature and energy. And that can also, cause your body to become drained. A lot of times we experience burnout. Like I experienced burnout before when I was making gaming content, making art. And you have to step back and, go outside and touch some grass. You gotta go hang out with people, travel, do what it is that you enjoy doing. And I had got hurt before at my job, and a lot of things happen still in between that right now, and possibly going back soon. So that's one thing. And I gotta say, I've come a long way. I've been out, going back up in there, and let's be real with ourselves. We all want to follow a path that we love and enjoy. Sometimes we have to do things that we just don't want to work towards doing. There's no easy way out to go to where you need to be, unless you have that connection, that level of communication with other people. And once you start building those, like people use Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook as well, YouTube, people use Reddit, all these different connections, Discord. Once you start finding a community that you love and enjoy, you can start, building and working on your own career. Like that's what I try to do. I try to reach out and find out different ways to, improve, my skills. You have to keep practicing. I'm not the best artist. I might not be the best painter, drawer or anything, but I believe in myself still. Same as you should too. I remember I had another good friend of mine growing up that was always there for me. And when I had a lot of doubt, he was there to have my back a lot. And still good friends with him to this day. Same as Minnie. And I can't thank him enough. People come into our life for a reason, to show us that, certain ways of, encouragement that we needed within ourselves. As they try to say, I'm not very religious, but I believe, God puts people in our life for a reason to achieve certain things. Like being an artist. I didn't always want to be an artist. I wanted to do the voice acting thing. And before that, as a kid, I wanted to be a firefighter. Let me get into that. The firefighter thing. It's funny because I always thought it was cool. They got the whole protective gear on, and they're saving people's lives and whatnot. Also because as a kid, I grew up watching Power Rangers. To be honest with y'all, And I remember there was this one season that came out. It was Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. And there was a guy, one of the Red Rangers that was on the show. And he was a firefighter. And I was like, dang, I said, man, they're actually pretty cool. They're saving people's lives. I know it was just a show, but firefighters are real. They're MVPs. They're the real heroes too as well. But I changed my mind as I got older. You know, I wanted to direct films. That was one of those things. I still edit videos. I do, like, you know, animated music videos, stuff like that I'm interested in. And that's still a good hobby. You know, I enjoy sports. I don't skateboard anymore. I used to be able to skateboard a little bit. I was never really that good at skateboarding, to be honest with y'all. I stopped doing that a long time ago. Picked it back up as an adult a little bit, but just like ride to just cruise around a little bit. Nothing too major or anything. Not a pro. Far from it. But I'm just happy to say that it's good to try things when you're uncomfortable as well, because you never know whether you're going to be good at it or not. Same with the art thing. Painting, it's one of those things, and as I say, I love art. I couldn't imagine myself giving up that ability that I have. You know, as they try to say, if you have a gift, you should utilize it. Most of us don't use those gifts that we have, and then they get shelved like gathering dust, like textbooks or a good like novel that you wanted to read. And you're thinking like, I'm gonna get to that book someday. Someday I'm gonna get to it, and I haven't gotten back to that book. But one day you will. It's the same if you're drawing a sketch in your sketchbook. Like, you start on it, but then it's like, dang man, I remember I worked on this like 2 months ago. Or like maybe it could have been like maybe a month. Who knows? And you're looking like, yeah, I remember that. I just didn't. At that time, you know, your heart really probably wasn't all the way in it. Sometimes you have to do some things at that time where it's like, okay, we gotta force ourselves. We gotta get in our zone. One of the things I enjoy doing is I'll listen to music when I do art. That's one of the things. I like a lot of indie rock music. I love different various types of all culture background musics. Hip hop, some R&B, some alternative rap, hip hop, rock, metal. You know, depending on my mood, that's how I express myself through my artwork. If there's a certain music or like a song I hear and I'm feeling that within my soul that resonates with me, that's sometimes how we create art. And I know now, nothing has to be planned when you're creating music, whether you're singing. You could just, whatever you feel in that moment is how you should release that in a good outlet, not in a bad way. Now, if you got like a lot of pencil raised, you know, I know there's boxing, people take that kickboxing, all the different stuff. But with like, you know, different art forms, you know, my way to outlet, you know, anything I'm feeling, like if it's like anger, pain, joy, as I go to the canvas, I start drawing. I'll edit a video, and like if I feel this way, it might come out in that particular way. You know, you never know. And that's the good thing about freedom of expression of art. You know, it's non-judgmental. Anybody's going to judge it though, but I believe it's non-judgmental. There's a quote I know that I took to heart. It's from this TV show called Daria. It came out like in the 90s. I was a baby, like in the early 90s, and then midway to later on, I was a kid. I didn't see Daria until I was an adult. And there's a quote from the character, Trent. It's a guy, he's like a rock star singer that's on there in the band. And he has an important message. He would always say, I don't believe in deadlines. They stifle creativity. Now, that is one of the most wisest quotes I've heard before, because it made me realize that like there should be no deadline for a creative mind. Not at all. Now, if you're out there in the business world, when you're working in like some kind of like art gallery, you trying to like start selling some pieces and stuff like that, building those connections with people, then yes, there's a deadline that you can set. But if you're freelancing, you set that deadline for yourself. That's what's good. You'll get to it, you'll get it done, but you don't want to make your creative work feel like it's a project. And that's where we like tend to lose ourselves, because if you think of like any creative thing that we've done as a project, you're not gonna enjoy it. It's just like, dang man, like I'm just doing this to make money. Am I enjoying it? You can enjoy it and still make profit from what you love doing. And there's been times where it's like I had self-doubt of my artistic creativity, which I should never do. Like that part of yourself, that's like that's that negative energy that might try to be like, oh yeah, we got you today. Nah, you ain't doing the artwork today. You're not gonna get to doing this. You're not gonna achieve this today. No, we can't have that mindset. That mindset is not okay. Because we're winners. All of us, we win, and we do what is necessary to get to where we want to be. And I just sometimes think like, man, my artwork. Growing up, I did not like how I used to draw. And that's the thing with like artists, we are our biggest critics. There's a lot of things I've drawn, I painted that I know was probably not good, but it looked good to somebody else. And I would have people say, man, I can't even draw a stick figure. But here it is. You just drew this up like it was nothing. I said, it takes time. Once you have that passion and drive for doing something, and you work towards achieving that goal that you have in mind, you can do anything. And so it took a lot of time and patience to hone your craft and what it is you're passionate about. I remember taking some classes at a community college, and you had to get my degree. You don't always need a degree to fulfill your dreams. That's just like a good, thing to have if you want to, show further documentation that you're pretty good in that field. I want to say, building a portfolio is a work in progress. You have plenty of time to build a portfolio, don't have to stress over that. Get your good art pieces together. Same as music. And I plan on going back to college soon. That's one of my goals right there. Get my AFA degree in fine arts. I do illustration and graphic design. And it's many times that I know that I have, jumped from many different creative fields. And I like to say this to people. If you're good at multiple different things, utilize all of those talents that you're good at. Don't just settle for one thing. Now you can do like work on two different things at a time or more if you're good at multitasking. Me personally, multitasking is, be honest with y'all, not that good. But I try to make sure I retain a lot of information. It takes time. We all move at our own pace. We can't have everybody, rushing to get here. This is not a race to get to the finish line. You're gonna get there when the time is set for you, when you know that you're comfortable of being able to achieve your own goal at that given time. And that's where a lot of people tend to, they compare themselves to the next person. Well, this person has achieved so much before in a short amount of time. Like, no, they could have been doing this longer than you possibly know. And that's one of the things with people. Like, so people are just so quick to judge somebody like of their status. We should be working on that time to further building ourselves and our future, working on what we need to do, for like honing our skills. Our skills are different from everybody else's. You should not compare yourself to the next person that's next to you or in front of you. And I was guilty of doing that before. Like I say, why wasn't I used to think my mind as an artist, I was like, why am I not there yet? And I said, because I didn't practice enough. Or at this given time, I have not achieved that level of my creativity. I have not tapped into it. I have not put the time in. When you put the time in, you can achieve greatness of many different things that you love and enjoy, passionate about. It could be modeling. It could be like, oh yeah, I just finished up reading this novel on art therapy volume one with Tyler. But I don't have a book. I'm just making like, like a little statement thing there. But it's good to sometimes not have a plan with your creativity. Sometimes we go in there, we write. You can write a draft, or just like let go. Just start going. Just dive into it. Just start going for it. Whether you're drawing, writing, you want to start singing, just like if you hear a certain beat, melody, or anything like that, you can just kind of like think, okay, sounds kind of good. Okay, I can make a song about the world, or inner peace, or the struggle of like different economic impacts that's going on in the world. How we can all work together, to create a better future, something like that. I don't know, but thing is, you're always going to experience a level where you have not achieved your full potential. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get there. It means that you will, just not at that present given time. Move at the time pace that you're comfortable with going for. And I want to say, I'm impressed with seeing so many different people I know, like, that have done many great things. A lot of artists I've looked up to. Michael Basquiat, he has done so many different beautiful art pieces. Van Gogh, George O'Keeffe. Those are a few people that I've looked up to with like my art. Keith Haring. We have to find things that inspire us, and once we connect with those particular things, it's all game on from there. And I just wanted to tell y'all, like, we got to keep going, following that dream. The road is not easy. We can't take the road less traveled. There's a saying as well. You can take, you can't build mountains out of molehills. I think that's how you say it, but I could be wrong. Yeah, you can't build mountains out of molehills, because you're over exaggerating on where you are right now. Like saying, I'm above everybody else. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not above everybody else. We are all working towards achieving our goal at a different time. You're not above anybody. Neither am I. One person that's above everybody is God. And I know, like, hey, I got friends that's not religious, that don't believe in God. It is what it is. I believe in, another spiritual being, higher power as well. But we're not going to get into that. Anyway, I'm confident in my abilities, and I feel more comfortable talking to you guys now with this video that I've done. And it's good to release, tension that you have within yourself. Like, release that self-doubt. And I believe we can achieve anything once we take that time to, work and hone our craft as well. Talk to other friends, family members to, get advice from them too as well. Say, hey, find ways of being inspired. Go to the art museum, go to a music festival event, anything of the sort that they have going on. Go to see a play. If you want to be a screenwriter as well. I have a good friend that does he was doing creative screenwriting, journalism stuff, and hope he's still getting into it. But with that, I got a friend that him and his brother as well, they're both in the music creative field, good creative minds, making some good music. And I'm proud of them, both of them actually. And I've got a lot of good people that support me, that have been behind me since day one. I got friends I've made over the years that have helped support my artistic creative journey, that have encouraged me even when I sometimes doubted my abilities and said I might not get there. Maybe I might not become famous. I want to become well known and become famous for doing what I love, not for money, but for what I love doing and creating, to get my message across to other people. That it's what I enjoy doing. Like mental health, this channel means a lot to me. I delayed this for so long, and I kept saying, I was worried about what other people would think before I said, you know what? I shouldn't really give a damn what anybody else thinks, because I don't. This is how I feel. And my job, my mission for myself is to share my good energy with you guys, to encourage you to keep going. That's why art therapy is good to help people. You know, that freedom of expression. You can paint anything that you want to paint. You can draw. There will be drawings on here as well. Not just painting. When I say paint your canvas, I mean paint your story. Paint the journey that you're, traveling towards going. Not the journey that's less traveled. You're gonna paint going towards achieving that goal. Like what it is that you're working towards achieving in life. What it is, your experiences that shaped you into the person that you are today, and what led to it. Whatever traumatic experience that you ever endured, what hardships you faced to get there, because it's a grind. There's a good message I learned before. They say a quiet man is a dangerous man. And, one who is silent has dealt with and experienced great pain and hardship, that has walked through hell and more. Once you face these different obstacles in life, those challenges, then you can achieve anything possible, knowing the man. Another good person I know has a good quote. His name is Markiplier, and there's been times where it's like I would get down or sad or something, and the message in his video say, it's okay to feel sad. You don't have to feel like your sadness is a burden on anybody. You can be okay. It's comfortable to be okay. And the message, that he was saying to people is, I believe in you. And overall, you need to believe in yourself. Everybody is not going to like you. Nobody's going to like whatever thing, any type of art thing that you put out, whatever it is that you're doing, that you're creative with doing. Not every single person is going to like it. But if you have that one person, yourself, you are your biggest fan. You're your biggest cheerleader right there. We're our own critics, our own cheerleaders. But if you have that one person that does believe, whether it's a mother, father, brother, sister, aunt, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever else it is, those few select people, you don't need many. You just might need that one person to say, hey, I believe in you. You're doing an amazing job, and I'm proud of you. And I'm proud of you guys too, because you keep going. If you've seen this video now, I'm going to take the time to tell you thank you. And you've seen me, I've talked long enough, and I really didn't know what to talk about before, but I guess this is just like a venting video to, ease, to get that message, to shake you guys up, to say, snap out of it. You got this. You need to keep going. And I'm proud of you. Thank you for listening to my message. There will be another art therapy video soon. This one was delayed, unfortunately. I can't say what the next one will be about, but I promise you that it will be good and impactful as well. Deep from within my soul, I feel that I can't give up. And if you're trying to achieve a goal in life, you should not give up your passion or dream for anybody. I don't care who it is. What you need to say? You need to say, screw them. That's what you need to say. And keep pushing. Because, that person is a hater. And that hater is what's going to make you successful. There's going to be many haters. You need to prove them wrong. Prove it to yourself. You don't need no validation from anybody but yourself and God. This is not a spiritual thing. This is just me reflecting on, life, saying, I don't give a damn what anybody thinks, because I know I'm great and I'm awesome. And that self-doubt is that dark part of you that is buried inside here. We both have a yin and a yang within our soul. We have a good and a bad chakra that's combined together to create unity. I believe in spiritual balance. The last thing I'm going to leave you guys with before, there was a thing from, I know I heard something before about from It was Bruce Lee. He made a good compelling point before. And I know basically he was saying like, we can't quit now. We have to keep going forward. You know, if I have not worked hard enough, I don't deserve to complain because I didn't work hard enough to achieve what I wanted to do. None of us have that right to complain. If we're suffering mentally, physically, you know, we reach out to those people. That's what we should do. Channel that outlet into something that we're most passionate about. I don't care what it is, but you need to find that within yourself to utilize. Express that capability, that ability that you have within yourself, and confidence that you can get through it. You know, that's what I'm gonna leave you guys with today. I know that was a bit deep and heavy, but thank y'all for bearing with me, and until next time.